How to prepare your child for adult life. Your children may think that adult life is easy, but they need to think again. Adult life can be difficult and a lot of responsibility, and as people grow older, they tend to have a lot more going on in their lives. Here are some key things you can do to prepare your child or teenager for adult life. 1. Teach your children how to write a bill. Writing bills and checks is one of the most important responsibilities in adult life. There are many bills that adults will need to write, including house bills, especially if they own houses, and electricity bills. There is essential information that will need to go on the bill, including an invoice number and the client's information. 2. Consider what your children will need to do when shopping as adults. There are necessities that adults tend to be responsible for buying for themselves, such as food and clothes. It's important for people to know where to find certain items, to know how to ask for help and where to go, and to know how to pay for the items at checkout upon completion of the purchases, including using a self-checkout. Try doing a practice run with your child at a store, in which you give him or her a certain amount of cash, and have him or her try to shop for him or herself. Have him or her ask you, or a customer service representative, for help if he or she needs it. Once done, have your child talk to you about how the practice run went, and work on helping him or her improve on certain things for next time. 3. Cover how to do the taxes with your child. One of the main responsibilities that comes with adulthood is doing the taxes. The tax deadline is usually on April 15th, and it is important to know how to get the taxes completed and turn them in on time. It is a long process with a lot of hard work, so have your children practice their taxes until they get the hang of it. 4. Discuss the responsibilities of having children with your child. It may not seem like it, but having children is a lot of responsibility. If your child becomes a parent, he or she will need to know how to take care of his or her children. Tasks that come with having children include feeding them, finding clothes for them, finding a suitable school for them, and listening to them vent about their problems. Have your child devise a plan for how they will take on the responsibility of having children. It's better to do so ahead of time. For example, you could have him or her write down how he or she plans to complete these tasks efficiently. It is important for parents to know how to deal with children that are not very well behaved, such as when they have a temper tantrum. Discuss the ways to respond to temper tantrums and bad behavior in a calm and mature way. 5. Suppose your children want to live by themselves when they reach adulthood. This can be peaceful and fulfilling. When an adult lives by him or herself, he or she will not have to deal with his or her partner snoring or worry about fights, or deal with their children's constant whining and begging for ice cream, but there are certain risks to living by yourself as an adult. For example, when an adult lives by him or herself, he or she may not be feeling well, so sick that he or she cannot take care of him or herself, and there's no one to help. Discuss with your child a plan for what he or she will do in this situation, such as having a friend visit the house temporarily help with this. Talk with your child about how he or she will handle his or her feelings. Say that when your child is an adult living all by him herself, he or she faces depression and is at a loss for what to do with no one to talk to about the situation. Ask your child to think about ways to handle this. If your future adult decides to live with other people, cover how to deal with certain issues when they arise. For example, say your young woman lives with her boyfriend when your child is an adult, and the boyfriend begins to act immature and start a fight. Discuss with your child how to handle the situation maturely, including leaving the house for a little while until the girlfriend or a boyfriend calms down. 6. Teach your children how to be productive and manage stress. Most adults are working, and productivity is important in any job. It is important for adults to maintain a good, reliable work ethic in order to get their tasks done on time. For example, working adults could create a work schedule to balance between tasks if they have multiple things to do, with breaks in between. It's important to pace it out and spend a little time on a certain task, or more than one, every day. Stress is also a major part of adult life. When an adult has a lot going on, he or she can become stressed at times. Teach your children relaxation skills that will benefit them as they progress to adulthood. Meditation is an important one. It may help to visualize a setting that you enjoy in order to relax. In addition, exercise can help cause stress to go away. Spending time in nature and swimming are two examples of exercises that have benefits on stressed people. Devise a plan with your child for how to handle stress. 7. Teach your children how to use a credit card. It's important for adults to know how to get a credit card and use it with financial responsibility. Make an important point to your child. The bank or business that issues your adult the card will have to check the credit history. So when your child is an adult and gets a credit card, he or she will have to use it responsibly. A strong credit history is very essential, so it's best to start by making small purchases, since that can make it a lot smoother to make financial transactions in the future. 8. Cover maturity with your child. Adulthood is all about maturity. If your child acts immature as an adult, people will think that he or she is still a child, or at least acts like it. Maturity includes not sweating the small stuff, letting go of what's outside your control, and accepting the times when you don't get your way. Practice this all with your child, and teach them how to respond maturely to certain situations, such as when he or she receives an insult. 9. Understand that one important skill in the workplace is hiding true feelings. Cover how to do this with your child. For example, when at work, someone may send your adult a rude, unprofessionally written email that is very upsetting. However, tell your child that sometimes, telling your co-workers what you actually feel may get you fired. Have him or her think about how he or she would respond to certain situations. For instance, he or she might reply to a rude, whiny email asking for a meeting with "thank you for your note." We can definitely schedule a meeting for